Hello, I am Naseem Ahmed, and as per our discussion in last video that our first action would be to start with statistics. So in this video we will talk about fundamentals of statistics. So everyone knows statistics is a line of engineering where we need to deal with data collected for a specific purpose, right? This data can be from any department like health data or financial data or real estate data or something else, right? So before any machine learning algorithm on top of the data set, we need to get to know the behavior of this data first. And statistics is the thing which will help us to get to know the behavior of this given data set. We will start in this lecture is to try to understand the central tendency of a given data set. And what I mean by central tendency, mean, median and mean deviation are the things which will give us a very high level idea of central tendency of a given data set, right? So let's start to understand the fundamental of mean and median by using some fake data set. And for this purpose we will try to use runs scored by two different batsmen in a cricket match, right? So for example, we have number of matches. Let's consider runs scored by batsman A and batsman B. We will take run scored by batsmen A and batsman B in first 10 matches. And this is very important step actually. Means prior to applying any machine learning algorithm on top of a data set, we need to first do some analysis of the data which we have, so that we can apply some machine learning algorithms on top of it, right? So this is the step which we are going to do in next few minutes in this video. So this is the table, means tabular data. We have runs scored by batsman A and batsman B in 10 different matches. So first let us find out the mean of the data set, means the runs scored by batsman A. So how we calculate mean of a given data set? So first thing we need to do is to add the different data points, and at this time I'm actually talking about the numerical data only. So first we need to add the data, means we need to get out the addition of the data set, and then we need to divide this number of data points inside the data set. So for example, addition by the mean of batsman A. Batsman A means we have 10 different data point, x1, x2, x3 and things like that, x10, and we need to divide, because these are 10 numbers, we need to divide by 10, right? So if we add these 30, 91, 0, 64 and all the data points, we will get 530, right? And when we divide this 530 by 10, we will get 53. Okay, this is the sign of additions of all of the components inside it. So xi, I starts with 1 to 10 divided by 10. This will be the standard formula to get mean of a given data set, right? Now let's talk about median. To get out median of a given data set, we need to do some pre-processing of a data set. So first thing, we need to arrange the data points into a specific order, whether it is ascending order or descending order. So the first step 1 would be arrangement of the data points, right? And second step would be to get to know number of data points inside the data set. These are 10 different numbers and 10 is even number. So what we need to do is to find out the median of a given data set if the data points are even number, right? Let's apply step 1, ascending order. So the step 1 done, means we have arranged the data points in ascending order. Second step would be, because number of data points is even, we have to calculate two things here, right? What would be the n by 2, means number of points we have to calculate n by 2, and in our case it is n by 2 equals to 5. We got 5, okay, and we have to calculate n by 2 plus 1, so it become 5 plus 1, it become 6. So just get two numbers from these locations, plus 6th divided by 2. So what would be the fifth? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 42. And what would be the sixth? 64 divided by 2. It become 106 divided by 2, which become 53. So we need to calculate n by 2 and n plus 1, n by 2 plus 1, and we need to fetch out data points from these positions, 5th and 6th. We need to add those and we need to divide by 2. This way we will get median of a given data set. When the data points in a given data set is odd, what we need to do? We need to calculate this n plus 1 by 2. So what is n? N we have 9 plus 1 by 2 we have 5. The data point located at this specific location is the median of this data set. So for this data set where we have 9 data points, which is odd, we need to calculate n plus 1 by 2, means 9 plus 1 by 2, fifth. So the data point located at 5th position in this data set would be the median of this data set. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 42. So 42 is the median of this data set, right? So this is how we calculate the mean and the median of two different data sets, right? We will calculate mean batsman A, that will also coming 53. If we calculate median of batsman B, it is also coming 53. Now it is confusing us. If for these two different data sets the mean and the median is exactly same, then what is the difference it is making for us? This is the biggest question coming in our way. Let's dig deep down into these two data sets by plotting these into into some paragraph. So as we already explained that, so we need to analyze the data into this Excel sheet and we will create some graphs, and by these graphs we will get to know the behavior of these data set, right? Let's calculate mean and median. So mean of batsman 1 means batsman A, and mean of batsman 2, right? So how to calculate mean of a data set? Just addition of the data set. So let's calculate addition of batsman 1, means all the data runs scored by batsman 1, addition becomes 53, and at the same time runs scored by batsman 2 is also 53. So this way the mean of these two data sets is exactly same. What we need to do is 53 divided by 10, because number of data points inside the data set is 10. So we need to divide addition of the data points by number of the data points. At the same time 53 is also need to be divided by 10. So now one more problem. Mean of these data points is exactly same. So simply mean is not conveying us the full information of the data and the behavior of the data set, means behavior of the runs scored by these two batsmen. Now what is median? So median of batsman 1, batsman 2. We already know first step we need to do is to arrange the data points into a specific order, whether it is ascending or descending. So let's copy runs scored by batsman 1 to another column and arrange them into smallest to largest. So we got this. At the same time do this step for this data set as well. So it is also arranged in ascending order, which is starting from 46, 48, 50, 50 and something like this till 60. Now to get median of a given data set, we need to find out the number of the data set, means number of data points inside the data set. So in these two data sets we have 10, which is even. So we need to calculate n, means number of data points divided by 2. So we have 10 divided by 2, and we have 10 divided by 2 plus 1. This is the thing we need to calculate. So 5th and the 6th position we need to get addition of these two data points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 42 and 64. So we need to add 42, which is this one, and 64. All right, 64. And at the same time we need to add 53 and 53, because 5th and 6th, right? So which become equals to 53 plus 53, right? Now we need to divide this, means addition, by 2, because this is what formula tells us. So divide by 2, and it is also divided by 2. Now we have very complex system of mean and median here. Everything is same. So simply these two parameters of these two data sets is not giving us enough information to decide something. So we need to find out some other way, because simply mean and median of a given data set is not giving us enough information about the behavior of the data set. So this is why we will create some graphs for us where we can plot these data points and we can decide the behavior of these data points inside the data sets, right? We have batsman 1, okay, insert and create a scattered we have this chart, right? So we got, means first data set axis y, we have range of the data set. So if we specifically talk about the runs scored by batsman 1, so the range starts from 0, means the minimum run scored by batsman 1 is 0, which is here, and the maximum run scored by batsman 1 is 117, which is here. So the range is quite large for batsman 1. And at the same time, if we talk about batsman 2, so the minimum run scored by batsman 2 is 46, somewhere here, right? And the maximum run scored by 60. So the maximum and the minimum, the range of the data, means runs scored by batsman 2, is not that much broad. All right, so by this graph, what we got to know is that simply the mean and the median is not smart enough to tell us about everything of a given data set. We need to have something else to get to know the quality of the data, right? So this is the limitation of mean and the median of a given data set. As you also can see here in this graph, the blue data points are the data points, means runs scored by batsman 1, and the orange are the runs scored by batsman 2, and the range of these two data points is very different. Simply calculating mean and median is not enough to get the behavior of the data set and quality of the data sets.